Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Radja with student number 7310231045, and today I wanna share my understanding about second language acquisition or SLA. So for the first one, I wanna talk about the first language. So the first language is a language that we learn from we birth. Babies don't need a teacher or a classroom. They just listen. They just listen to their parents and the people around them, and slowly they start to speak. So maybe, for example, a child in Indonesia will grow up speaking Indonesian or maybe Minang at home. So this happens naturally and without effort. And maybe for the next is the second language. So for my understanding, second language is like a second language. I'm sorry, let me repeat. So a second language is usually learned after the first one. The difference is that the second language is often used in the place where the learner live. Maybe for example is if someone from Indonesia move to England, they will need to learn English to go to school, to buy things in the market, or to talk to friends. So because English is used all around them, they must use it. They must use it every day. So that's what makes it a second language. If I'm not mistaken, the next is foreign language learning. So this happens when we study a language that is not used in our daily environment. Maybe, for example, is a student in Indonesia often study English in school. They maybe study English for 3 or 4 hours in a day, or maybe in a week. But after the class ends, their daily life is still in Indonesian or maybe Minang, not in English. So from my understanding, that is why we call it a foreign language, because the learners don't use it much outside the classroom. And the next is SLA or second language acquisition. So SLA means a study of how people learn another language after their first one. It asks questions like how do people learn a new language, or maybe why do some people learn quickly while others find it harder, or maybe why are children often better at pronunciation than adults. So SLA look at the process, the problems, and the strategies in learning a new language. So maybe for finally is why should we learn about SLA? So maybe for my understanding, there are like a few reasons why we need to learn about SLA. Maybe for teachers, SLA is very helpful. So if teachers understand how students learn, they can teach better. Maybe for example, maybe if students need more practice, or I'm sorry, let me repeat. If students need more practice speaking, teachers can give them activities. So teachers can give them activities to practice. So if students have problems with grammar, teachers can focus more on that. And maybe for learners, SLA is also useful. I mean, sometimes students feel frustrated because they make mistakes or don't speak fluently yet. But SLA shows us that mistakes are normal. Everyone makes them, and they are part of learning. So knowing this can make students more confident and motivated. And maybe for another example, SLA is important in society. Maybe in today's world, many people need to use more than one language for study, travel, or even friendship. So the better we understand language learning, the easier it's for people to connect with others across cultures. So maybe that's all for my understanding about the material that is second language acquisition. I'm sorry if I make any mistakes, and I will close my presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.